Hi, Sarah. Oh, bless you. If you've been so patient to wait to hear. Oh, my goodness.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. It's never happened before. So
I know.
never
I think
mind.
there's
Look.
something wrong with the connection for sure.
Oh, and you know what? And you're so kind. Sarah's still with us.
Oh,
Toyota's
sorry
still with
guys.
us. Yeah. So okay. So you hired. There you were. You just had the baby. You were a breastfeeding mom. You barely
Yes.
wanted to go out of the house. You didn't know what to wear. You hired your very first personal trainer. Okay. How did
Yes.
that go with your
So,
personal trainer?
yeah. So when I first started training with my trainer, he didn't know what to give me. I mean, he gave me exercises, obviously, but I used to, I felt so unfit. I couldn't do so many exercises because as a breastfeeding mom, obviously you can't do many exercises, for
Yeah.
example, jumping and all these things, which I found out, by the way, later. And then a month later, I'm like, you know what? That's it. I mean, I'm going to train on my own. I started doing a lot of research, following a lot of online programs, online trainers, going on YouTube, reading a lot, educating myself what to do after, giving birth. And I lost weight after a year or two. And then I got pregnant again with my second child.
Right. Okay.
And I mean, but with my first child, when I lost the weight, it was also again on and off because I wasn't into fitness back then. But I tried my best to exercise and get back into shape again. But then after my second child, so when I was pregnant, when I found out that I was pregnant, we had a bad news in the family. I found out that my father was diagnosed with cancer,
Oh.
and my father was like my best friend. He was
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
he we were all together. So this news was a bit of a shock to our family, and I was pregnant when I found out that he was ill. um, I mean, the only escape that I had back then was sports because I didn't want to go back home and cry every day. I didn't want to show him that I'm,
Yeah.
depressed. At
Yes.
the same time, I needed this. I needed this, this. I don't know how to say it, but I needed this thing to let it out somewhere.
Yes.
Um, and the only thing that helped me so much was fitness. And yes, I was training when I was in my second pregnancy, but obviously mild, very mild training. And then once I gave birth to my second child, I'm like, Lubna's going back.
Right.
I remember when I gave birth, like 2 weeks later, I was at the gym training, and this time, the second time, when I was back to the gym, it was so different because it was more like an escape. The gym
Yes.
to me was an escape. It was somewhere where I needed to let out this negativity. I didn't want to go back home and cry in front of my husband, in front of my child, and be depressed.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go through this again. So I really let it out in the sports fitness place. It was my second happy place, and this is when
So
I
was
always
your
start to
first, so your first type of exercise that you were getting into post the children was
yes.
going to the gym. Was there any other type of exercise that you enjoyed?
So yeah, I mean, the thing that I went into so much was boxing. I got into
Okay.
boxing because I felt like it would, get the stress out, and it felt so good after.
And make you feel quite powerful.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So my trainer used to tell me, imagine that punching bag is cancer, punch it out. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And
Wow,
it was,
that's
I felt,
fantastic.
and it's funny because my friends used to tell me, how come your dad is sick and you're always happy and smiling? I'm like, I'm not happy, but that thing that's inside me is out
Yeah.
already. So I feel good. I was still going out, enjoying my life with my family, with my child, with my husband, with my kids. Obviously, it was so different. And this is
Yes.
when people started really getting in touch with me. Like, Lubna, how did you do this? I mean, how do
Yes.
you have two kids and you're back in shape and your dad is sick? And I mean, how? And you're going out and having fun. And I'm
Yes.
like, it's fitness.
Mm.
It's your only medicine. So they're like, but how? What do you do? And that's when I'm like, you know what? I started talking to a lot of women, and I noticed that a lot of women out there have the same issue that they do not speak about. So a lot of women suffer from weight gain after pregnancy. A lot of women feel they lose their confidence after giving birth to kids. They think that their life just stopped right there. And I'm like,
Yes.
no, that's not, that's that couldn't happen because that's where your life starts when you have kids, right?
Yeah.
You want to go out, you want to enjoy it with them, you want to dress up, you still want to be that idol to your kids.
And you
Um,
involve your children a lot.
yes, yeah. So, I mean, 2 years ago, I studied, I went and continued, I took some courses, I studied, I became a certified trainer.
You. Well
Um,
done.
yes, so I got into it so much and I studied about food, nutrition, and this is where I brought my experience with my, with what I studied from the books and all that.
Mhm.
And back then, by the way, I forgot to mention that back then I used to have a 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. office job. So we have a family business, and I used to work from 9
Sorry,
a.m.
9 a.m. to 7 p.m. plus
Yes, so
two children.
2 kids, because
Right.
back then my father was very ill. So he's like, you know what? This is the only family business we have. We built it for so many years.
Yeah.
You're gonna take it and take care of it. So there was about 20 employees in the company. I was managing it from A to Z, from finance work to
Yeah.
sales to everything. And one day I went up to my mom, and that's when I lost my father 3 years ago. That's where my father passed away. And I remember like a year after he passed away, I walked into my mom and I'm like, Mom, I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at a place where I want to walk in every day and feel so, uh, negative. I have so much problems. And although I was getting paid really well, I had that power to make decisions and all that. But then I'm like, one day, you know what? That's it. And Mom was like, what are you gonna do? Like, I want to train people. I want to make people feel better about themselves. I want women to get back into shape, and I want them to. I want to be the reason behind a better change.
Yeah. Yeah. So you had
And
this vision, this dream, which was
yes,
to make a difference to other people,
yes.
but
So I want.
your mum wasn't so sure.
Yeah, Mom was like, "What are you gonna do? Train people?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna train people at the same time. You know, change people to a better. Sometimes when you do a good change to someone's life, it's like you paid them millions." For me, when someone messages
Yes.
me and they're like, "Hey, Lubna, I lost 5 kgs because of your workouts or your tips," I feel like someone paid me millions.
Yes. And do you know, I know I have a good understanding of people because I've spent my life working with people, and I
Yeah.
really can tell with you that it's genuine. And when I asked for, you're the first fitness expert that I've brought on the show, and when I was asking people who's the best person, your name just kept coming
Oh,
up.
thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, that means a lot to me. Uh, it means the world to me. Thank
Well,
you so much.
thank you. So look, if there was a mum on who was listening tonight who's felt like you did, who's just had a baby and she's like, well, I don't know where to start, what advice would you give them?
The first thing I would say is your mindset means the world to you, to your family, to your kids. So, I mean, before I tell them go work out and go to the gym and get back into shape, I always tell them that you need to feel good and from the inside, because if you don't feel good from the inside, how can you give love to your husband or to your kids or to your friends even? So you need to love yourself from inside and really be happy to share love with everyone. So to share that love and feel really happy from the inside, you need to take care of yourself. And the first thing that you need to do is, besides working out, let's start with food. So food is very important. What you eat, what you get into inside your body is what gives you energy, what keeps you fresh and light during the day. And plus, of course, exercise, which is a place where you let go of all the negativity and all the stress that you have. And plus, I mean, you're going to feel good after.
Yeah. But
So,
so I was looking at your story and you had brown rice for lunch and it looked like a lamb shank or something. What have you eaten today? So give us a day in the life of you healthy eating. What does your day consist of?
all right. So usually when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is go to the gym, get a good workout. I go on an empty stomach. Straight after gym, I would have my breakfast meal. So it would be omelette, eggs, oats, Greek yogurt with the fruits. So that would be my breakfast meal with a bit of
So
carbs.
would you have omelette and the granola, or you mean one or
No,
the
I mean,
other?
so yeah, I mix it up. So one day it would be
Okay.
omelette, the other day it would be boiled eggs, the other day, oatmeal. So I always like to mix it up, and I always tell people, do not eat the same thing every day because you're gonna get bored for sure.
Yeah.
And then for lunch, it's usually a protein meal. So it can be a grilled chicken, lamb. As you saw today, I had lamb meat with beans. And I always encourage people to cook their own food. Enjoy it because you see what you're putting inside your food.
Yes.
So try to, really cook your own food, put on things that would benefit you, things that you like. A lot of protein, less carbs, keep your carbs during the morning. And obviously at night, I would have like a small salad just to keep me fresh and light before I go to bed. So my last meal would be, let's say at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and that's it. And then I go to bed early. So
what time do you go to bed?
So usually I go to bed at 9 or 10 p.m. So my
Yeah.
day ends really early and starts early.
And what time do you get up? What time do you wake up? So you say that your day starts early. I think we might be losing you again, Lubna. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Flower. Thank you. Oh, yeah. So what time do you wake up, Lubna? What time do you wake up? Very early, and then you could got the children. Hello, can you hear me? Have we lost you again? Thank you for waiting, everybody. Hello. Hi, Lubna.
Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes. So we were just talking about what time you wake up in the morning. Oh, I think we might have lost you. She's freezed. Her window's frozen. Yes, I know, Rakesh. Goodness me, and we were just about to hear what she had for what time she woke up. Log in once again. Lubna, are you still, can you hear us? Lubna, come out and go back in, okay? Come back in again. Don't worry, everybody. We're going to get her. We're going to get Lubna back in. I know that you're all quite keen to hear from her. So just let's get Lubna back in. Don't worry. Stay with me. She's going to log back in again. Stay with us. She's coming. Don't worry. Let's pull her back in. Just bear with us. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for staying on. Where are you from? Where am I from? Well, Cami, I'm from the UK, somewhere just outside of London. Hi, Hanan, Omar, thank you very much for the rose. Thank you for that. I'm Lisa. I'm a nursery school principal and a parenting trainer. And I'm hoping that Lubna will be coming back in. She's really tried hard, bless her, tonight, hasn't she, to try to get into this call, and you're all waiting so patiently for her. Just give her a few more minutes. Thank you for the love, Mayhemi. Thank you. Thanks for your support. You are so, oh, well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you, Cami. Thank you. Here she is. Oh, you love my British accent. Oh, bless you. That's very kind. Thank you. It's the only accent I've got. So it's great. Oh,
I'm
look,
back.
no, everyone's waiting, and whilst you were waiting, people were being very kind to me and telling me that they liked my accent.
Oh, it is a cute accent. I love British accents.
Well, oh, that's what somebody else has said. We're waiting. It doesn't matter that it's a bad signal. Oh, Rakesh is missing my hairband
Oh.
today. Oh, Rakesh, it was because I went to the hairdressers. Hello, sporting 61.
Good
Right.
evening.
Okay. So you were saying you go to bed at about 9 or 10, and
Yes.
then you get up very early. So tell us about your morning routine.
Yes. One thing I wanted to mention is that, you know, a healthy lifestyle doesn't just mean exercising and eating healthy. One thing people should know that sleeping is part of it.
Yes.
So to get good rest and you know, follow a good routine, a sleeping routine during nighttime is so important. And
Yes.
this is the secret too, because so many people, you know, they wake up the next day feeling super lazy or
Yes.
tired, and it goes back to, have you slept well at night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this is very important. So I wake up the next day as usual. I have a very boring routine, but I stick to it. So once you create a routine in your life, you stick to it and it becomes part of you. So every morning, wherever I am, if I was at the gym or at home, I would start my day with training. I have to train. If I
So
don't
you
train,
wake up. So what time do you wake up?
so I usually wake up at 6, 7 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
I would start my day with you know, exercising, and then my day begins. So before the lockdown and the COVID that happened, I used to train people, whether it was at the gym or PT at home.
Yes.
I train a lot of women. I mean, before that, now it's all online.
Yeah.
The routine a bit changed, but I mean, I still follow the same routine. I wake up in the morning, train, sit with my kids, study with them. This is my new routine 3 months
Yes.
back. So we
Mm-hmm.
would study together, finish some homework, and then spend the rest of the day, you know, playing together. Or I do online coaching, so I have a group on Instagram, a private group on Instagram, where it's a small group of women. We train all together. Obviously, a lot of countries are still on lockdown, and so many people can't go
Yes.
to the gym. So
Mm-hmm.
I've created a small group on Instagram that would encourage women to train with me and move around from home. Good music, great exercises, and we would train together. And what keeps me also busy is my online training programs, which I sell through my website.
Yes.
So keeps me busy during my day.
Yeah. So if I went onto your website, what kind of training programs would I find available?
So I have now 3 basic programs. One of them is abs, just
Just abs. Okay.
abs, and then the other one is for glutes, because I launched the online programs based on people's requests. So a lot of women, they always request me, they want abs exercises, glutes exercises, and I have a fit from home 30-day program where it's a day-by-day program that tells you what to do every day. Minimal equipment is needed, and the reason why I launched my online programs is to, you know, get people to train from home. Obviously, not everyone have the right equipment or can go to the gym or can hire a personal trainer.
So what kind of equipment should you, hi, good evening. What kind of equipment would you need from home? What would be a
So,
good idea to purchase?
so in the program, I mentioned that you would need water bottles, bands. I mean, if you have dumbbells, you can always use them. But if you don't have the equipment, dumbbells and bands, sorry, water bottles and, you know, the resistant bands are more than
Yes.
enough to give you a good workout.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know lots of people that were really inspired by the way that you just kept going through the lockdown.
Yes, I mean, I've done live from my Instagram, and honestly, I didn't expect it to be that successful. And this is why I launched my private group on Instagram, where I got you know, the people who really want to train and commit to training. We would train every day together, and it's fun. It's a nice woman, you know, women training together, you know, pushing each other to move around, and it's nice.
And just while we're just chatting, is there anybody who has any questions? Okay, so feel free to answer the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so how can you give us like a story of someone that you've helped? So if you could, like a testimony of someone that you've made a difference to. Hi, Shahind.
Yes, I mean, there's so many different kinds of people where I help them. So it can be people who struggle to start training, people who, you know, they go like, I don't have time, and they create excuses all the time. And it's crazy because our mind is so powerful in a way that it creates so many excuses that would not let you break or get out of your comfort zone. And this happened to me. So for example, you would wake up in the morning, oh, I'm feeling tired today, I'm sick, I'll start tomorrow, you know? Or,
Yeah,
oh, my daughter is, you know, not feeling well, khalas, I'll start in 1 month, you know? So
yeah,
it's just our mind keeps creating excuses. So the first thing I tell these people, your mindset is everything. Your mindset, how you wake up in the morning, how you adjust your mind, how you think, how you attract what you need to do is what would let you do it during the day. So if you wake up
okay,
and say from the morning, I'm not feeling well, you're not going to feel well the whole day.
yes,
So these kind of people, I would speak to them. I would encourage them to break their routine, try something different,
yeah,
get out of their comfort zone. And it really helped a lot because, uh, you know, I can see that change. They started moving, whether it was simply walking outside or training from home, or designing an online program for them, or, you know, training them. I have the other,
yeah.
there's
Rakesh just asked a question. So Rakesh wants to know how much time is ideal for a daily gym period, and what exercise should one do to lose weight?
Okay, so I always tell, you know, never look at the time when you go to the gym. You can be in the gym for 3 hours and not have a good workout. So you can, the minimum time of training can be 30 minutes if you really get a good workout. And the secret for a good workout is give it your all. You know, put all your energy for half an hour or 1 hour and really get a good workout, a good sweat, and feel good. So I would say, if you want to say time wise, it would be a minimum of 30 minutes to an hour per day. And to lose weight, obviously, you can do stuff that has to do with weights and combine them with cardio, plus, obviously, eat healthy and stay away from the junk food so that you can really lose the fat and weight in your body.
So do you think it's good for weight loss to do weights or cardio?
Both, honestly. So many people think, you know, the thing is, when I started, you know, when I started training and all that, a lot of people think weights is to bulk up and build muscle and look, you know, bigger. But that's
Yes.
not the case, because to look toned or to feel stronger and start burning fat in your body, you need to build muscle. You need to increase your metabolism. So for you to see a big difference, you have to build muscle in your body to burn fat. And obviously, when I say weights, that doesn't mean you need to carry crazy, crazy weights. There are weights for men and weights for women. Each person would carry weights according to what muscle they want to work on mostly and see results in specific areas.
And so what about someone who was about to try exercise for the first time? What kind of exercises are good for beginners?
So for beginners, always start slow. Do not go crazy at the first day of your gym. Fall in love with the. I always tell people what's important is the form, the correct form. Try to slowly get into the exercise. Do not go crazy, because if you give someone a program that is super hard from day one, they'll never come back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you need to understand. It's so important to understand your client, understand their fitness level,
and should
understand
you
what
do
are their.
different parts of your body on different days?
It really depends. So if you're training every day, I would say, you know, separate each muscle according to, for example, legs day, arms day, shoulders, back day. But if
Yes.
you're training, let's say 3 times a week or 4 times, not every day, you can group muscles all together. So it really depends first on the number of days you can train, how many hours can you train for. So this one would help me build a program according to a person's lifestyle and time, how much time they have to
So
train.
if there was somebody in who's here watching tonight and who wanted to have a personal trainer, they could get in touch with you and they could book you and you would help them on their way.
Absolutely, yes.
Can you think of the person that you're most proud of that you've helped in your time?
So many. I have so many different people, so many different kinds of bodies, and it's so happy to change people's, people's life to the better. I have one lady, she could not move from her couch. She could not get up and have a glass of water from her kitchen. So she spoke to me on Instagram. She got in touch with me, and I told her, you know what? I told her one sentence. I told her, the secret of your future is in your daily routine. So the person you're going to be in the future is how your daily routine is going to be. So exercise, obviously, to lose weight, but you cannot be like that at 20 years old, sitting on a couch for, the whole day, sleeping in the morning and staying awake at night. So I spoke to her in that way. Changed her mindset a bit. So again, you start with the mindset. You just need to reconstruct their thinking and convince them that this is not the perfect lifestyle that you want to live all of your life. You're still young.
Yes.
You don't want to feel this way. So once she's convinced, she'll be like, okay, what am I supposed to do? So the first thing that she started doing was walking every day. I'm like, you know what, at least walk 10 minutes a day, because as a beginner, you don't want to tell a person to go train at the gym for an hour. So
Yeah.
let them slowly fall in love with the process and like what they're doing. So, I mean, she started moving. She started looking after her calories, her food. I gave her a nutrition program. I gave her exercises to do every day. And 3 months later, she got back. She sent me a picture of her before and after. And I'm like, what?
Oh, really?
She
So
was, she
what
lost
had happened?
she lost like 20 kgs. She feels happier about herself. She subscribed to a gym. She started exercising. She wanted more programs to, lose weight and tone up. And at that moment, it really makes me feel, I don't know, that's happiness. I don't
Yeah.
know how to say this feeling, to change someone's life, to change someone's, she couldn't get out of a couch to have a glass of water, to a person who subscribed to a gym and
Who's
training
joined the
every
gym?
day
Yeah.
in 3 months. So that's and so many women like that every day. They message me on Instagram. They have the same issue, the same problem, whether it was women who just delivered or women who just got married and they want to get fit, or teenagers. A lot of teenagers, they want to lose weight, look good. So I do give them a lot of advice, programs to follow, and obviously food to follow to get back into shape and feel good about themselves. So yeah, this is one of the stories that I wouldn't forget, because it was the beginning of my journey, and she was one of the first people who got in touch with me. And when she sent me the picture, I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And she would say, thank you so much, you changed my life. I'm like, no, thank you, because you you were committed to that, and you really wanted to change your life. So thanks to you. So
It's true, because people, if you help someone, it gives
yeah,
back to you as well, doesn't it? And that
100%.
in itself is very, very it's very motivating. But
100%. And it's
yeah.
it's a double pleasure thing. So she needed that push for her to move and walk around and feel good about herself, and at the same time seeing that change and changing someone's life gives me that reward, and makes
Yes.
me want to continue and do more.
Yes.
And being passionate about this field in particular is so important, because so many people, I remember when I first started training, I got in touch with so many trainers, and the first thing they would tell me, okay, you want consultation, you got to pay us this amount. And I'm like, okay, but can I just get to know you first? It's a relationship, right?
Yes.
It's not just like, okay, you want to train with me, pay me, and we'll go on. It's not like that. It's you need to build that relationship, build that trust, and make that person fall in love with you, because it's just like school. When you go to school and you meet the teacher for your first time, if you like her, you're gonna love the subject. But if you hated her,
Oh,
you're not gonna study that subject at all.
and I always say children don't learn from people that don't like them. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing for teachers is you need to let children know that you like them
Yes.
and that you care about them, and you're their biggest champion. And so it must be the same, is you need
100%.
your potential client to know that you're going to be their champion,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Exactly. So many people, when they reach out to me and tell me their story, I get too emotional with them and I start crying. I'm like, don't tell me that, because I feel like I'm now under their responsibility to make them feel good about themselves. So even if they don't train with me or they don't buy a program or all that, but I am still responsible to help people to answer their questions, because I opened my Instagram, I opened myself, so I can't just
Yes.
ignore people and go like, okay, bye. Don't, if you want to
Yeah.
talk to me, pay me. It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
that.
I won't help you. I know what you mean.
Yes.
No, you're right. You see,
Yeah.
the other part about you is, yes, you're extremely inspirational with your fitness, but I
Thank
think it
you.
has to be said, you're also an inspiration to people in the way that you set up your own business.
Thank you.
And I
Yeah.
just want to finish on that. So when your mum said, well, what are you going to do? And you said, well, I think I want to train people. How did you get from there to 69,000 followers on Instagram? I mean, it's mind blowing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It was a long journey for me, but I always reminded myself every day, work for the purpose you started. I always wake up and say, I started to change people's mind. I started to feel good about what I want to wake up every day and work for it. I don't want to wake up and be like, oh, why am I here and all that. And just focusing on your goal and working so hard for it and following what you exactly what you exactly started for is what makes me standing till today. Obviously, I mean, so many people go like, why don't you work with brands, for example? How do you make money, you know? And I'm like, I can work with brands, I can work with people, I can work with so many people, but I still want to work with people who would deliver my message, you know?
Yes.
Sometimes things in life is just not just about money, or it's way more than that. It's going again back to the goal that you started, is sticking to your goal.
I bet you get lots of people saying, could you just wear my t-shirt or my trainers, or do you get that?
I,
Yeah.
I
Well,
get
they should.
people that has nothing to do with my page, and sometimes, you know, the pay is amazing, but I have to let down deals because it's not relevant to me. And this is not why I started my page. I didn't start my page to for that reason. I started my page to change people's life. I started my page to help people feel good about themselves, and let them know that they can do it. Everyone can do it, and that's so important.
I mean,
And
do you ever go and talk to people in schools? Do you ever go into a school?
no, but I talk to a lot of moms. So my kids, when they go to school, a lot of moms comes up to me and go like, "We want to lose weight. What do we do? I hate myself."
But you
And I'm
know
like,
what?
"Okay."
Actually, yes, but I think that there's a place for you to go into schools to teach and talk to teenage girls,
Yes, that
because I
would be
think that your
amazing.
message is very strong. And I
Yes.
would encourage, any school to get in contact with you to talk to, the year 10, 11 girls
Yeah.
about exercising to feel
Yes.
strong, and feel
Especially
confident.
when I struggled from the weight gain. I was in that age. I was in high school, grade 10, and that's when I'm like, oh my God, why am I so fat? So
Yeah.
it really starts when you're young. So many people go like, oh, when you're married, you can, خلاص, take care of your body. No.
Yeah.
You start when you're young. This is why my kids now are so healthy. They eat healthy food. They train with me. They have knowledge. For example, if they want chocolate, I'll go like, okay, you can have the chocolate, but do you know what does this piece of chocolate have inside? It has this amount of sugar. No, 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 no. So why don't you have a fruit instead? So that thing is so important for kids, for teenagers, not just food, exercising too. So I would
You're
love that.
Yeah, no, I think, and I really want that to happen. I mean, my school is for young children under 5, but if I used to work in secondary, so I used to be head of year in a secondary school, and I
Wow.
would definitely get you in to
Oh, that would be
talk to
amazing.
the teenagers, because I think you're a tremendous role model. Your
Oh,
message is
you're
really
so sweet,
strong.
Lisa.
No,
Thank
I
you.
mean it, and
Means
that's
a
why I
lot.
wanted to talk to you. So, No
Thank
wonder all these people follow you. Um,
It's you know, it's just when you help people, they will never forget it. And this is what I always say, like, there are few people who helped me and during my fitness journey until today. They are the reason why I started. And one of them, I remember once, well, I'm gonna be quick about that. One day I was at a class and I saw a 50-year-old lady that her body looked like better than anyone else. And when I found out she was 50 years old, I'm like, what? No, you can't be 50. She's like, yeah. I'm like, what do you do? She's like, your secret is in your routine. Change your routine, exercise, you'll be young forever. And I remember that was when I was about 21 years old. And I'm like, I want to be her. So that
yeah.
small sentence she told me, I remember it every day. I remember it because people tell me, Lubna, what's your goals? And I'm like, my goal is when I reach 50 or 60, I want to be at my best shape, best health. I want to be so fit. I don't want to be suffering from, I don't know, like
Yeah.
laziness, or, oh, I'm old now, I can't move and all that. So, no, I want to work for a better me when I'm older. So, and I tell always people that work for it for you. Work for it for you as you get older, not just to lose weight and, you know, look at the scale, at the number at the scale and say, okay, that's it.
And do you recommend people who are trying to lose weight to look at the scales, or do you say, let's step away from the
Yeah.
scales?
Scale is just a number. Never look at it. Trust your genes. That's what I would
Trust
say.
your genes.
Trust
Oh, I
your
love
genes.
that.
Don't look at the
That
scale.
that's fantastic, because you go on the scales, don't you? You know, and you look
Yeah.
at it, you go, oh, I failed again. You know,
Yes. And especially
like
when you
that.
start exercising, you gain weight. Some people gain weight, and that's the thing that they don't understand. I'm like, you did not gain weight, you gained muscle, which is good.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's just a
right.
number because, again, the scale, your body weight consists of water, fat, and the scale does not show you the percentage of each and every one of them. So this is why you want to know your real weight, the real number. Check the percentages of your body, how much water your body has, how much fat, how much muscle mass, and that will give you a better number of what you need to lose or gain according to that.
Oh my goodness! Well, fantastic. And there was actually, there's so much more we could talk about, because
I
would you
know.
come back again and talk about children, and talk to us about the children's nutrition and about food, and
Absolutely,
yes,
yes.
because we didn't get a
Because
chance to touch on that,
definitely, yeah, because
unfortunately.
it all starts ever since you're young. So it's how you get used to it when you're young and you carry it along as you get older. So this is very
Yes,
important to
yes.
touch a base on, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I want to
Thanks.
thank you for your patience,
Thanks,
your
Lisa.
perseverance, because you kept going, even
Thank
though
you.
and you
You're
didn't
so
let ever
sweet. Thanks.
and you didn't let everybody down, because everybody was saying to me whilst you'd gone, just tell her to go back out and come back in. They were all waiting.
Thank you so much. Thanks for everyone who was patient too.
Yeah, bless you. Well,
Thanks,
I
Lisa.
hope that you'll become now a friend of Happy Families at Pearl, and we'll bring you back
Definitely.
on, and we can talk more about children's nutrition and
I
getting
would love
children off
that.
to the right start. Okay.
Awesome. Thank
So
you so
thank
much,
you.
Lisa.
Well,
And
thank you
thanks
very
to everyone
much.
who joined today.
Yeah, and thank you to everyone for supporting Pearl FM and supporting me on Instagram from home during COVID. So you've been listening to Happy Families with Principal Lisa, and I wish everybody a really good night. Take care, everybody.
See
See you
you.
on back
Bye.
on Sunday. See
See
you
you soon.
later. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.